firstly, and
Yep.
congratulations on a brilliant season. The start of the next week
Thank you.
fast approaching. How's the preparation been?
Preparation has gone to plan. We've had a really good build up to the games. I think in terms of the results over the pre-season friendlies, they've been really pleasing, and the girls have had some significant challenges throughout pre-season. So yeah, it's gone as well as we'd like it to go. We've touch wood, no injuries, so we're in a good position to go into the tournament next week.
You speak of challenges. This is a big step up. How big is it for the girls?
It's a huge step up, and it's a big ask for the girls in terms of domestic football, and then going to European football. It's a very, very different style of play. It's much more physical than it is in the domestic game, and the girls certainly need to be pitch wise when they are on the pitch. It's the biggest club competition in the world, so the girls are well aware of that. So naturally they've had to up their game in terms of their preparation and their training.
What have you made of the draw of the opponents that you've got to face?
It could have been a lot worse. I think in terms of the opposition, we know that whoever we play in European football are going to be a very tough opposition. They're going to be very big, very athletic, and very well drilled. That said, they've always got weaknesses, and I think going into the tournament we've got plenty of strength and depth. And looking at the opposition, I think we've got every opportunity, every chance of getting out of that group.
Obviously, you're playing in Slovenia, where one of the teams is from, the pronunciation's a bit difficult.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any home advantage for them playing there?
Definitely, there's always a home advantage. I mean, if we would have ideally have liked to host here, unfortunately the bid got rejected. They're used to the heat, they're used to the conditions, they're used to the turf that they're playing on. So there's always going to be a home advantage in that respect, but also the support from spectators and more importantly, just knowing kind of how things work out there and kind of the logistics of the everydayness of it.
And you're playing the home team, I guess, first. How important is it to get off to a good start?
It's extremely important. If we can get a point from that first game, then that sets us up for the rest of the tournament. And looking at them, I think it's possible. And I think we. To some degree, it's not. We don't know what they're going to do against the Hibernian team, but if we can get off to a good start, then that gives us some momentum for the other games.
If you were to get through to the round of 32 for the first time for a Welsh team, how would that rank in your career, your life, I guess?
I mean, it's my all-time aspiration, and I've said as soon as that happens, I'm retiring. But yeah, I mean, we've had a taste of Champions League. We've been at the stage where we're just happy to be there. It's a real achievement in that respect. And then over the last couple of years, we've got more and more competitive, and the aspirations have been to get out that group, because ultimately, we want to be the first, and there's no reason why we shouldn't be the first.
And how do you feel women's football as a sport has grown this year on the back of the World Cup as well? Is it bigger than ever?
It is bigger than ever, and I just hope that it's sustainable. If you look at the previous Women's World Cup before that, the same sort of thing happened, but then there was a bit of a dip in terms of participation. But I think there has been more coverage, and people are being more exposed to it. So ultimately, it has a major impact on participation, and hopefully that will kind of flow through then to performance levels as well.
On the back of last season, obviously an amazing season last season, and it's given you a lot of confidence going into these qualifying group matches.
It does. I mean, if we look at the results last season, it almost seems as though it came easy to us, that the girls didn't have to work for it, but they worked really, really hard in each of those competitions, and it gives me a lot of confidence knowing that under those pressures we were expected to win, and when you're expected to win, we know what happens. But under those conditions, they still, went out and got the results, and we came away with a very successful season.
And obviously, having competed in this qualifying stages many times before, you can see the step up there, and the squad knows what the step is. That experience of having played with before must be
Yeah, and I mean, we've got a mixed bag of players in terms of age and in terms of experience and in terms of appearances in Champions League. There are some that have been in every campaign that I've been to, and I hope that those girls pass on their knowledge, their experience to the youngsters that are coming out with us. But I think everybody's well aware that it is going to be a huge step up, and it's certainly going to be a very, very difficult environment.
And do you go out there, you talked earlier about how at one stage maybe it was just getting to that stage which was good, and now you have higher expectations of what you can do in qualifying groups. Do you go out there with any sort of idea thinking, well, I can sneak a draw or win first game, then
Ideally we want to win all 3 games. That said, we know that we're up against some tough opposition, and also you've got to have luck on your side as well. So you know, yeah, I mean, the difficulty we have is finding out enough about the opposition to be able to judge ourselves in that respect. But the first game always gives us an idea, and we just go into it fresh and with an open mind and try and focus on our performance rather than theirs, and try and control what we can control. We try not to get too bogged down with what the opposition are likely to do, because if you look at us over the course of the domestic season and you look at us now, we're a very, very different setup and group of animals.
And with new signings coming in this season, are they bonded well into the squad? You're looking forward to see what they can...
Yeah, I mean, I've been really pleased from the off with them. They settled in very, very quickly, and you know, they earned their stripes very, very quickly as well. And you'd expect a new player to come in and be out of their depth, but these girls have kind of, you know, come in and made it even more competitive.